Hi guys, it's Aiden. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, what's up? Today I thought I'd do a video that I think is going to be really fun. We're going to be taking a deep dive at Billie Eilish's Happier Than Ever album rollout and kind of how she avoided having a flop era or a sophomore slump. Now, just a disclaimer, because I'm sure I'm going to get comments about this. I'm sure most of you know I love Billie so much. She's like my favorite person on the planet. She has helped me through like so much. It's not even funny. So I don't want people coming at me being like, oh, well, you're biased. You know what? Maybe I am. But I'm going to try and base most of this video off of facts and not just my personal opinion. I just want to give it to you how it is, non-filtered, you know? So yeah, I hope you guys are excited for this video. I think it's going to be a long one, so get your snacks, get your drinks, you know, get comfy, and let's get started. Also, I just want to make a note that I do have like a general just like layout of this video because there is a lot of information that I have to go over. So if you see me looking down or it looks like I'm reading a script, that's why. I'm not reading a script, I'm just like looking down to see like the general basis of what I need to talk about. So on March 17th, Billie revealed her blonde hair. Now, this is a significant part of the Happier Than Ever era because Billie dyeing her hair blonde was really a big turning point for her. Billie had the green roots for so long that it became such a massive part of her and her brand. She had arguably the most iconic moments of her career with the green hair, so changing it was a pretty big deal and it signified like a new era. For the next month, Billie took over the internet with her blonde hair. Her first post debuting her blonde hair got 23 million likes on Instagram, making it the 6th most liked photo of all time, which is fucking insane. Her blonde hair broke so many Instagram records that it was literally like you couldn't even count all of the records she was breaking. On April 19th, Billie was spotted getting coffee with Matthew Tyler Vorse. Now, at the time, this didn't seem like a very big deal, but eventually it did. But we'll talk about that later. On April 26th, the first teaser for the Happier Than Ever album was released, and the following day, on April 27th, Happier Than Ever was announced, and it was everywhere. It was on billboards, museums, it was in the sky, like there was literally like, it was in the, I don't know, it was crazy. On April 29th, Your Power was released. This was the first official single from Happier Than Ever. Now, this song was definitely a very interesting lead single choice. I think Billie knew what she was doing in making Your Power the first official single for the Happier Than Ever rollout. Billie's talked before about how she just chooses singles that she likes because she never knows what's actually going to be popular. I think Billie picking Your Power as a single was definitely a statement choice rather than a charting song choice. No one would put a 4-minute acoustic guitar ballad as a lead single thinking it's gonna chart amazingly. Your Power is a really beautiful song with a very important message about abuse and abusing your power. Now, as much as people like to make fun of the song Your Power and say that it flopped, I don't really think that it did. Again, it was a 4-minute acoustic guitar ballad. And it ended up being Billie's biggest debut on Spotify, getting 72 million streams in its first week. It also cracked the top 10 for Billboard, which again, for a guitar ballad is really impressive. On May 2nd, Billie's Vogue images came out and they broke the internet. This was our first time seeing Billie in more tight-fitting clothing, more revealing clothing, and overall just a very different vibe from what we had previously seen from Billie. She was pretty known for wearing very baggy clothes, really bright neon colors, designer prints, so seeing this was a very massive shift for her and her image. The reaction was mostly positive. Most people were extremely proud of Billie for coming out of her shell and just doing whatever the fuck she wanted. There was some negativity from people saying that she was doing it for attention and that she was doing exactly what she said she'd never do, which isn't true, but you know, this was a really big risk for Billie because she was pretty much doing the exact opposite of what she became famous for. On June 2nd, Lost Cause was released. Now, this is where things start to get messy. Billie released her second single from Happier Than Ever being Lost Cause, and the reaction was not that good. A lot of people did not like the song, saying it was boring, nothing special, and I do kind of have to agree with this. When Lost Cause first came out, I personally, as someone who loves Billie, wasn't that crazy for it. It just felt kind of underwhelming for like a lead single. Just to be clear though, I love this song now. It's definitely a grower, but I can definitely see where the criticism came from and why. On top of the backlash being received from the song itself, a lot of people thought the music video was Billie queerbaiting. If you don't know what queerbaiting means, it basically is when someone pretends to be gay as like a shock factor or for attention. Now, I did say in this video I don't want to base anything based off of my opinion. However, I do think that it's okay for me to talk about this because I am gay. I think this whole situation was so fucking stupid. I don't know what part of the video people thought was queerbaiting, but I just don't see the correlation or where people would even get that from, but people thought she was queerbaiting. I think collectively the video was a shock because we've never really seen Billie in this kind of way before. Now, around this time is also when Billie and Matthew were spotted in public a lot together. On June 10th, Billie was seen at Disneyland with Matthew, and it started getting attention from people that aren't just Billie fans, but more of the whole internet. Because of this, people were very curious on who Matthew was, so people started doing like background checks on who he was, finding out that he is a very homophobic, racist, and pretty much just all the horrible things of the past. Many people started to take his actions and start to blame them on Billie because he was her alleged boyfriend, saying that it's disappointing that she would even be associated with someone who has a past like that. Because of this, on June 17th, Matthew posted an apology to his Instagram story, basically just addressing and apologizing for everything that had came out about him. The apology didn't really go over very well. Granted, when you say really racist things, there's not really much you can say that people are gonna like, you know what I mean? Although Billie wasn't the one who said or did these things, she was the person that was taking a big chunk of the hate because she is the public figure here. She is extremely famous, and so people kind of took the hate that they had towards her boyfriend and started projecting it to her. Because of the hate train that Billie had kind of started receiving, people started bringing up other things that she had done. For example, there was an old video of Billie from when she was like 12 lip syncing a song and she mouthed the C slur. People also started accusing her of having a black scent, and people were rightfully upset. Now, while I believe Billie should have been held accountable for what she did do, there were also things that she didn't do that people were blaming her for. People were finding literally anything they could and twisting it and trying to make her look bad. For example, Billie liked to post on Instagram basically saying that it is embarrassing to her fans who believe whatever they see on the internet, and people took this and ran with the narrative of Billie Eilish hates her fans. People also started faking tweets and screenshots and faking like things she said in interviews, and it all around just became a very bad place for her public image. With all of this happening, on June 21st, Billie posted her apology to her Instagram story, basically apologizing for mouthing the C slur, apologized for her gibberish voice being labeled as racist, and just all around apologizing for anyone that felt hurt from her actions. On July 8th, Billie released her third single from Happier Than Ever, NDA. This was yet another single that did not go over very well. Now, it wasn't necessarily the auto-tune that people didn't like in the song, but more so the string guitar, because a lot of people thought that it sounded like the Among Us song. Although this was just like a stupid thing people were hating on Billie for, it definitely added to her public image not being very well. After the release of NDA, people were pretty much finding whatever they could to hate on Billie for. She released these like splatter painted CDs, which people made fun of. She also came out with like a golden TikTok exclusive vinyl, which people made fun of. Basically just finding whatever they could and hating on her for it. Now, on July 26th, Billie made history as her upcoming album became the most pre-added album of all time on Apple Music. And it really shows that despite the hate that she was receiving, she was set up very well to have a very successful album release. And that's when we get to July 30th, when Billie released Happier Than Ever. It's so interesting because it almost seems like the second the album came out, every single person that was hating on her just like disappeared. People were absolutely in shock about the album, specifically the song Happier Than Ever. I'm assuming we've all heard the song, but if you haven't, it starts off as like a 2-minute acoustic guitar ballad and then transitions into this like crazy pop punk track. The album as a whole went over really well with fans, critics, like everyone just seemed to love Happier Than Ever. Billie went on to release her Disney Plus documentary. She was nominated for 7 Grammys, having one of the most loved albums and songs of the year, as well as one of the most successful albums of the year. She went on to release her Eilish perfume, which sold out like every single time that it dropped. And she is currently on her sold out Happier Than Ever arena tour. So how did Billie avoid this flop era? I think the short answer is that she never was gonna have one. As I said earlier, she already had so much hype around this album. So much hate as she was getting, she was still getting so much love from her diehard fans. I think Billie saving Happier Than Ever, the song, until the album dropped was a very, very smart decision. I think we can all agree it's the best song on the album, if not the best of her career. At the end of the day, internet cancellations don't really do much, especially when it comes to like global superstars. And although Happier Than Ever had a kind of rocky rollout, it didn't stop Billie from making an amazing record. So yeah, that was my video on how Billie Eilish avoided her flop era. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I hope this was interesting, and if you want me to do videos that are like similar to this with like other artists or celebrities or whatever, I'm very open to that. Anyways, I will see you guys later.